So let's just say that this episode of Basketball Wives LA probably was the best one, like in the history of the LA franchise, because the LA franchise really hasn't been all that until last season. So I would honestly say that this was the best episode, and I think I have a whole lot to say about it. So let's just get into it. We pick up where last week left off when Megan and Angel got into it. Okay, they were talking about the issues that have transpired with one another, and they was discussing the situation with Jackie and Megan, and how Megan felt like Jackie shouldn't have got offended by whatever it was that Malaysia said, because Malaysia had already put it on blast a long time ago. Okay, bam. So she put that out there. So Tammy chimed in, and she was like, well, you know what I'm saying? Why should Jackie have your motherfucking back when you said you didn't even know her when you came along? So then when Tammy said that, that's when Angel chimed in. And Megan immediately turned to Angel and went off on her. This is the problem that I got, because I got two sides of the coin with the situation. The thing about that is, I do feel like if Megan was going to get mad at someone, she should have got mad with Tammy. Because if you're going to get mad with Angel for having her opinion and she wasn't there, Tammy, big burly linebacker looking ass, wasn't there either. So you should have been trying to go off on that bitch too. Now Megan, I'm not trying to say that you're a weak bitch, because I know that you're not. I've seen you on I've seen you on Bad Girls Club. You would have fought anybody that stepped to you. However, I do feel like with this group, you pick and choose who you want to fuck with. And I don't like that. If you're going to step to one person, if you're going to step to one bitch for doing one thing, you step to another bitch for doing the same thing. You don't do that. Why turn around to Angel and say something to that bitch? But see, I think the problem is you don't necessarily have a problem with Tammy, so you ain't gonna say nothing to her. But you already don't like Angel anyway. You already got underlying issues with Angel anyway, so of course you're gonna go off on her. Then you get up out your seat, you point your finger in her face, and then y'all go back and forth. She calls you a bitch, you don't like it. She calls you a thought, she don't like it. Then when you keep calling her a thought, she throws up the fact that you had a bunch of abortions. Now, everybody always says that in an argument, when you're arguing with someone, your main intention is to cut them where it fucking hurts. And my thing about it is, honestly, I don't like the fact that she threw that abortion in the girl's face. I don't give a fuck, you know what I'm saying? Because if you know you're not a thought, then the whole damn comment of a thought shouldn't even bother you to the point where you gotta go below the belt like that. For me now, I'm not speaking for y'all, I'm just speaking for myself. If somebody called me a faggot, you know what I'm saying, and I knew something personal about them, me personally, I just don't go below the belt like that. I've been in a lot of arguments with people, and a lot of people have said things to me that made me go the fuck off, but I have never went below the belt and said a bunch of bullshit that I know is gonna hurt them. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, I would check you for calling me a faggot, but I ain't got to dig deep, because if you got to dig deep below the belt to come for somebody, that means that's all the fuck you got. That means you can't defend yourself with nothing else. You got to take that and run with it. But I do feel like she probably got tired of Megan calling her a fucking thought, so she decided to hit her where it hurts. And I don't like that shit though. You know what I'm saying? I do understand why she did it, but that don't mean I like it. That's just like last season with Brandy and Sunday. Brandy called Sunday a bunch of whores and shit and said something about fucking somebody's husband. But then Sunday came back talking about a cancer. What the fuck does the cancer have to do with you fucking a lot of people? That was just fucked up. But you keep calling me whores and throwing in the fact that I slept with a married man. I'm gonna hit you where it hurts. That's what they saying. But me personally, I don't do that. But I do understand at the end of the day, because if somebody keep coming for you, then you gonna come for them. And then, you know, Megan started crying and shit, and everybody had her back or whatever. So then, after the argument, Tammy and Shani goes over there to their own little side, and they go over there and they laugh and they kiki about how Tammy is not involved in no shit, because it's normally her that's in the shit. You know what I'm saying? Which it is. It's always been Tammy. So Malaysia saw them over there laughing, and she automatically assumed that they were laughing at them. Now, I will say this. Malaysia was well within her rights to think that they were laughing at them. I mean, every 10 minutes they're always taking jabs at the LA girls like Miami was so much better. I understand why she did take it the way she did, but she should have asked. She shouldn't have made no assumption, because with her making the assumption, that's where Brandy takes it upon herself to speak up. And so when they speak up, Tammy was like, let me tell you what I was laughing at. So she was pointing her hands up in Brandy's face, and Brandy was like, you don't like nobody to point their hands in your face? Don't point your hands in mine. So that's when Tammy gets all offended and put her purse down. Now this is the thing that I don't like. Tammy has been has been contradictive the whole season, because one minute you talk about what the fuck the LA girls and the Miami girls didn't do or do, and then you turn around and do the same shit. You know what I'm saying? You've been a contradiction all motherfucking season. You judge these girls for doing the same shit y'all motherfucking asses did in Miami, and y'all did it way worse. You was the first one to pop somebody off at the club. You was the first person to pop somebody off at a damn dinner table. You was the first person to ruin somebody's charity event about a damn food stamp because a bitch didn't know what the fuck a fucking food stamp was. I know what the fuck a food stamp is. I know what the fuck an EBT card is. But I don't expect no bougie ass bitch to know what the fuck it is, because she ain't have to live the life I motherfucking live. So with that being said, you know what I'm saying? Bitch, see, y'all have fought over many trivial things, and you want to come for these bitches? And then on top of that, you've always put out a disclaimer: don't put your hand up when you're talking to me, but you got your hands up talking to somebody else. Don't do the shit that you don't want nobody to do to you. That's the type of shit I be talking about. So because you could not punk Brandy, you want to get mad and say, you ain't that bitch. If you bout it, bitch, be bout it. Apparently she showed your motherfucking ass that she bout it. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Tammy doesn't like when somebody steps to her motherfucking ass. She thinks that she can bully, she can say and do whatever the fuck she feels to everybody. Everybody not gonna take your motherfucking shit, Tammy. Just because you build like a fucking linebacker don't mean everybody got to take your shit. That's just the bottom line. Everybody don't have to take your shit. That's what you got to understand. Everybody's not obligated to take shit from Tammy. They're not obligated to do that. So you really have to put that into perspective and understand it. So that's when Shawnee said, as a group, y'all are a mess. Bitch! What the fuck? Miami was a hot blazing mess. But you put them on such a higher level than LA. Bitch, have a seat. I'm sick of your half nose having ass. I'm so tired of you. Oh, I'm so tired of you. So Jackie and Shawnee, they sit down in the hotel room after everything, after the dust settles, and they invite Angel, and they want Angel to know that she's supported. She was saying that you know, they was like, I'm really glad that you stood up for yourself and you didn't allow these girls to run over you and this, that, and the third. So then they want her to stay, but Angel feels like she shouldn't stay. She doesn't want to be around Megan. She doesn't want to get herself out of character. She doesn't want to be fighting. She doesn't want to do this because she's a mother. She's a businesswoman. Now, I don't like Angel, but I do understand her stance on the situation. I mean, you are on reality TV already. People are already watching you. You are a designer. You're on the show for your exposure, for your fashion line, or whatever it is you're trying to do. You don't want to be pulled out of character. I mean, there's going to be times on these type of shows where you're going to be pulled out of character and doing things that you would normally do. That is true, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I understand. You don't want to be around it, but they want her to stay. But later on, she decides to check out the hotel room, and she goes on about her merry little way. She won't be missed. So, the LA girls, they decide to go on a little adventure without the Miami girls. So they all on the bus and they all discuss everything, and Jackie is pretty much clueless as to what the issue is with all the girls with Tammy and Shawnee, because Tammy and Shawnee, her bitches, I mean, those are the ones she get along with the most. She didn't understand that. And I do get what Malaysia's saying. I mean, they are always comparing Miami to LA, and everybody gets sick of hearing it. I've been getting tired of hearing it the whole season. That's all Shawnee been doing all season, is comparing Miami to LA, and how the LA girls are petty, and how all they do is be childish. But Miami were the most childish ass bitches. All y'all ever did was gang up on the new girls, or gang up on the dancers, or everything like that. I mean, it all goes back to the first season. I mean, the way y'all berated Royce really didn't make no sense. The way y'all berated Royce and Gloria, and everybody knows, everybody knows, whoever watched my Basketball Wives LA reviews, everybody knows that I did not like Gloria or her motherfucking sister. But everybody berated Royce and Gloria all first season. Everybody did that. They bullied them motherfucking girls. You know what I'm saying? Royce had more of a voice and so did Gloria, but all of them double teamed those girls. They triple teamed, quadruple, whatever. They did those girls bad. On the second season, they all bullied Susie and they all bullied Ashley Walker. They all did that. Season 3, they all bullied Royce. They all bullied Mika. On season 4, they all bullied Keisha. They all tried to bully Kenya. They all did it. They all bullied Jennifer. You know what I'm saying? And back then, when I was doing my reviews on Basketball Wives Miami during that season, I could not fucking stand Jennifer, and I still don't. But looking back at the situation, it didn't make any sense how everybody was against her. You know what I mean? Like, it was really an issue between Jennifer and Evelyn. My thing about it is, I still feel like Jennifer wasn't a good friend to Evelyn because Evelyn was a damn good friend to her. But for everybody else to have their opinions and everybody else to be involved really didn't make no sense to me now as I'm older. You know what I mean? Because I was 22 when I was doing those reviews. Now I'm 26 and I'm looking at things very clearer now. And they all ganged up on somebody. So for them to talk about who was childish and who acting like they in middle school and junior high, bitch, please, I get exactly what the fuck the LA girls are saying. The shit gets annoying and it gets tiring after a while. Don't nobody want to hear that shit. So Tammy and Shawnee, they analyze LA girls. They go one by one. Jackie crazy. Malaysia is a 30-year-old child. Megan don't say shit when it don't involve her, but then she goes wherever the wind blows, all that shit. And my thing is, Shawnee, when did you start having a voice? Because there was a time where you would be with the Miami girls, you would allow them to be messy and make themselves look like a damn fool, but when you get on the screen, you sit back in the cut and watch, or when you get on the screen, you want to show you with your family, you make sure you look good, but the other girls don't. You know what I mean? Like, girl, bye, because you sitting up here talking about the girls always walking away from situations. Bitch, you had issues with Royce that till this day, none of us who watch the show really knows what the motherfucker issue is. We got to Google and shit to find Royce's interviews and everything like that to really know what the fuck the issue was between you and Royce. Because according to Royce, when she did the show, when season 4 was going on and Royce used to do those blogs after the show, she put your ass on blast when she said, I asked to film with Shawnee to speak about our issues, and Shawnee refused to film. Shawnee, you throw a lot of bricks and hide your hands, because not only that, you got into it with Royce on the season 3 reunion. That's a fight we never saw because you cut it out. See, there's a lot of things that you do to smuggle and hide for yourself to make yourself look good, bitch. You think you slick and you're motherfucking not. And for you to think that you can talk to people any kind of way just because you're the executive producer, let me tell you something. Let's just get to the finale dinner. I'm going to get right into the point when we get to that. We get into the finale dinner, Tammy and Shawnee acting like motherfucking middle school kids and everything like that, so everybody else come along. Jackie feel like the issues need to be brought out on the table. Brandy decides to make her issues known. So she says what she got to say to Tammy. She says that she felt like Tammy was trying to bully her like they do in Miami and they don't do it in LA. And Tammy talking about, you not finna use their car with me. Bitch, you are a bully. Because I just feel like Malaysia and Brandy want your type of bitches anyway, because it just seems like every time there's an attractive female that comes on the show, you always got a problem with them all the time. And I'm not trying to say you jealous, but for some reason you always get into it with the pretty girls all the time, and I'm sick of it. When you first came on, the first 2 people you had issues with was Jennifer, you had issues with Evelyn, and you had issues with Royce for no reason. So what the fuck is your problem? Then Mika wasn't all that pretty, so she was messy. So I really didn't have a problem with you having an issue with her. You just had an issue with her being messy because she was messy. Then you got Keisha. You had an issue with her. Then on top of that, you got an issue. I mean, you act like you had an issue with Tasha because you had Susie Googling shit about her to use against her just in case there was an argument. Then you come over here and you got an issue with Malaysia and Brandy. Like, then you throwing salt on Drea when you haven't even met her yet. Like, what gives, bitch? What the fuck gives, bitch? I don't understand that. So then, you know, Brandy brings up her issues with Shawnee. Shawnee already got that tool ready for her. And my thing about it is, you act like you're obtuse. You don't understand why Brandy would say that you act like you're better than them. But you do. You do act like you're better than them. You never you never miss an opportunity to let them know how much better you are than them. You never lose that opportunity. You always do that. And I was glad that Brandy stood up to you. And she said that you act like a bitch, which you do act like one. And I don't give a fuck what nobody says. Everybody can sit up here and try to say, oh, Jackie talking about she's the EP, she's the executive producer, this her show, this her franchise. Anybody can get checked. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can get motherfucking checked. And just because somebody holds a vanity title, you think that they ain't got no right to get checked? Bitch, please, you better ask my boss, which is why I'm leaving that bitch. Not because I got fired, but because I transferred somewhere else. My thing about it is, anybody can get checked. Don't nobody have to take no disrespect just because they got some form of authority. At my job, I had some form of authority, but I would never speak to anyone that was working under me like shit. I would never do that because that's not even me. I'm not that type of nigga. I would never treat nobody like that. And Shawnee do act like a bitch. And she wants to throw up the fact that this is her group and she technically brought Brandy to the motherfucking group. You was talking shit about the LA cast from the very beginning. Especially when the show first started, when the LA franchise first came. You talked about it. You slammed it. You said it was trash. You didn't want no parts of it. You said that from the beginning. So now you want to come over and throw your motherfucking weight around, bitch. You are a bitch. And y'all people on Twitter kill me. Why would Brandy say that to Shawnee? Shawnee is her motherfucking boss. Okay, bitch, and what the fuck they got to do with anything? Just because that's her boss, that means she can't get checked? She can. She can. She can. And she did. And I don't give a fuck what nobody says. Oh, Brandon ain't got no right to be talking to Shawnee like that. Bitch, please. There's so many times you can take shit from a person that has authority and power. And they will use that power and they will power trip on your ass just because of that. And that's all I got to say about this situation, really. Because I'm glad that Brandy shut Shawnee down. I'm glad that she did. And a lot of y'all Drea fans, all for Tammy and Shawnee and they bullshit just because y'all don't like Brandy. But all I'm saying is, fuck all that and fuck all y'all. Because I'm glad that somebody put Shawnee in her place. Because I'm sick of Shawnee grandstanding thinking that she can say and do whatever the fuck she pleases to people. That's why she didn't want to film with Royce and that's why she didn't want her on the show. And if she really had that much of a brain, she would have got rid of Royce a long time ago when she was sitting up there talking shit about her. But she couldn't because all she did was create the show and bring it to the table. She ain't got nothing to do with casting. But that's all I got to say about the finale. I'm out of here, you guys. Peace.